Hello, everybody. It is me, Pacific, and I've decided to come back. Too many people wrote me telling me they didn't want me to go. Check out the new spectacles, man. I need a new look. Today, I want to talk about cyclists in America. I'm going to spotlight Denver, Colorado because I see them often on nice weather days. As most of you know, I drive a school bus, and when I'm not driving the school bus, I drive my personal truck. And I've got to tell you, over the years, I have come to have a great displeasure and dissatisfaction and a complete unacceptance of those that call themselves cyclists. I'm going to get into why. Let's start with the basics. Bicycle riders on the streets are supposed to follow the same laws as traffic and automobiles. Most of them do not. I watch cyclists run red lights. I watched a cyclist the other day come around from behind my school bus at a high rate of speed with children getting off the bus with my stop sign going, and he went right through it. The doorknob riding the bike had on his orange safety vest so that everybody could see him and make himself highly visible. Interestingly enough, this white-haired clown actually ended up going the way my route goes. And I went several miles, and this guy was going so fast, blowing every red light at every major intersection, blowing stop signs up on the sidewalk, in the center lane of traffic, passing vehicles on their left that were waiting for a red light. I opened my driver's window when he started to pass my bus at a red light. I said, "Excuse me, you're not supposed to run my boom stop sign." He didn't even stop. He turned his head when I said, "Excuse me," and he had that cult look. Over the years, I've started calling cyclists bicycults because they truly are in a cult. Most of them wear that helmet, that I don't like that, but that Lance Armstrong tight fitting, form fitting wear, and they think they're cool. Now, just a personal thing, I used to ride a very heavy mountain bike, a Raleigh, in my jeans and a t-shirt. No, I wasn't a racer, but I rode that thing hard and fast at 8,000 foot elevation up to 10,000 feet elevation. And you know what? I'm in better shape than most of those moron cyclists. You see, they work in office by day and then they get on their bicycles and they think they're God, men and women. Blowing stop signs, blowing red lights. Downtown Denver, we have cyclists blow right through intersections with scads of pedestrians. Almost hitting them, somebody yells, and the cyclist yells, "F you." I'm going to tell you very honestly, cyclists, all you do is incite revenge. I thought if I see that guy in my pickup, I'd be tempted to take a cup of hot coffee and go right in his face. Or better yet, throw a bunch of rocks down his tires so he goes. The lack of conscientiousness, the lack of lawful obedience that cyclists display is appalling. Most of you cyclists watching this will consider me the enemy. I'm not the enemy. I'm one of those that yields to bicycles and watches out for them. But I'm amazed at how many of them don't think traffic laws apply to them, that don't think student safety and school bus stop signs apply to them. Crosswalks. Pedestrians have the right of way. You don't. I don't see cyclists use hand signals. This means right turn. This means left turn. But they buy all that expensive bicycle wear and they buy their titanium frames and they zip around town and they think they're so cool. I was in Spokane, driving along the Spokane River. There's a windy little road at the back of Spokane and it says, "Share the road with cyclists." No problem. But I'm driving my truck and two women that looked like, yes, dykes, riding down the center of the traffic lane. Not to the right, couldn't get around them. Curvy, curvy, curvy. I get to a straightaway, I put my signal on, and I quickly accelerate to get around them without endangering them, without making a scene. I had my windows down. It's a hot summer day, and they yell, F you. And out comes the middle finger. And I'm like, what did I do? I made a legal pass. Why is it the cyclists think they can block mountain roads and windy roads and have semi trucks up their bottoms, and the semi truck's got to go the speed of the bicycle? I got a message for you, cyclists. This isn't China. By the way, they're getting rid of their bikes too. If we get everybody on bicycles, that works great. But I'm a firm believer cars and bikes don't mix unless you're in Boulder, Colorado, where you legislate bike lanes all over the place and cyclists run the red lights there. But boy, if a car cuts off a cyclist, they'll come up and kick the side of your car and stand up for their rights. I despise most cyclists. I cannot stand them. I have never gotten revenge on them, but I will tell you, it is tempting watching their boneheaded, brazen, appalling, conscientiousless behavior. They don't care about my safety. They don't care about anybody's safety. They just care about their own selfish little selves. And I watch those same people with their bicycle racks on their SUVs and their cars drive like idiots. Amazing. Cyclists are in a different world. That's why I call them the bicycult. Now, let me give the disclaimer. I firmly believe that there are some good cyclists out there. I'm shocked when I'm in metro traffic and I see one stop for my stop sign, and I wave thank you. They stop at stop signs and red lights, and they use hand signals. I'm not going to mess with those guys. Why would I? They're following the rules. They're over to the right. I've also seen cyclists take on city buses. Here in Denver, we have the RTD. Pulls over to the curb to drop off a passenger. Doors open. Cyclist goes between the curb and that bus and almost hits a passenger getting off the bus. You honk at cyclists, they've got that programmed, focused look where they're tuning out everybody and they're only focused on the end of their little nose. But remember, you cut them off, you almost endanger them, and they're screaming and yelling and threatening, even punching people in the face. No, cyclists, you're morons, and you need to follow the same rules and laws as everybody else. If you cannot do that, put your bike away and go read a book on the laws of the road. Read a book on Manners 101, because some of us have had enough. This is all Pacific has to say about cyclists. If you want to make it a cycle nation, you're going to have to get rid of cars. But I don't believe that all these bikes need to be clogging up rush hour roadways and insisting on taking the middle of the traffic lane with commercial vehicles and rush hour traffic and people trying to get around the fool who will not move or yield to vehicles. If you want the same rights as a vehicle, you'd better go the speed limit of the vehicle, and you better stop at the same red lights and use turn signals like everybody else. This is Pacific, signing off. I'm back, and I'm taking on America with more commentary to convict and make people mad and uncomfortable so that they will change their ways, realizing they won't change their ways, realizing all the trolls will come out after me, realizing all the cyclists will tell me about all the bad drivers. Trust me, cyclists, I see bad drivers every day, and I've commented on them too. But you guys need to clean up your act, or put the bike in the garage, and maybe you need to start off with a tricycle. This is Pacific signing off. Bye-bye.